This is the Washington Times front page for Monday, February 23rd, 2026. Thanks for starting your week with us. I'm George Gerbo. The Supreme Court has delivered a message about clear limits to how far President Trump can go without getting Congress on board. In its 6-3 decision Friday, striking down major tariffs, Stephen Dinan and Alex Schroyer report the court ruled Congress never granted the president expansive powers he claimed under a 1977 law. Trump had cited the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, which gives presidents the power to regulate imports, which he believed he could use to impose tariffs unilaterally. Chief Justice John Roberts said the president was wrong, and the Constitution grants that power to Congress to impose duties or tariffs. Roberts said Congress can lend those powers to a president, but must do so explicitly. In the aftermath, the administration said it's in no rush to issue refunds to companies that paid the now nullified tariffs. Tom Howe and Lindsay McPherson report Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent declined to commit the administration to refunds. He said the Supreme Court decision merely unleashed a new legal fight. Estimates from private and government sources place the potential refund amount in the $130 to $175 billion range. Businesses said they fully expect to be repaid, and fast. Nearly half a century after the miracle on ice, the United States men's hockey team has finally won gold once again. Liam Griffin reports Jack Hughes scored the golden goal in a thrilling 2-1 overtime win over arch-rival Canada to cap the Milan Cortina Winter Olympics. The U.S. men's third-ever gold medal joins the U.S. women's third-ever gold from these games, which was also a 2-1 overtime win over Canada. Hughes' goal set off a wild celebration on the ice and among American fans not seen since 1980. The goal came 46 years to the day since the U.S. upset the Soviet Union in the greatest hockey game in American history. The semifinal win over the Russians all those years ago led to an eventual win over Finland and the gold medal. White House Special Envoy Steve Witkoff warns Iran is about a week away from having enough enriched uranium to create a nuclear bomb. Mike Glenn reports Witkoff told Fox News Iran has been enriching uranium at up to the 60% level, well beyond the capacity needed for civilian use, as the regime has claimed. Witkoff said Iran has not enriched uranium at the 90% weapons-grade level, but it's amassed a substantial stockpile of the 60% enriched uranium. Congressional Republicans are clashing over an airline safety bill more than a year after the deadly midair crash near Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport. Susan Ferricchio reports the legislation, known as the Rotor Act, would require airplanes to be equipped with advanced anti-collision technology. It's a response to the January 29, 2025 collision over the Potomac River of an Army Black Hawk helicopter and an American Airlines passenger jet that killed 67 people. The act passed the Senate unanimously in December and is scheduled for a House vote as soon as this week. Families of the victims of the crash have issued a statement in support of the bill, but House Republicans are trying to delay the vote in favor of a competing bill authored by the House's Transportation and Infrastructure and Armed Services committees. And finally, California Governor Gavin Newsom has issued a pardon to Somboon Feimeni, erasing his 1997 conviction on 10 counts of premeditated attempted murder. Stephen Diner reports Feimeni, a Cambodian citizen, was involved in a gang-related drive-by shooting as a 19-year-old. His conviction stripped him of his green card and made him eligible for deportation. Newsom said he believes Feimeni has been rehabilitated. The Department of Homeland Security said the governor's action erases the justification for Immigration and Customs Enforcement to deport him. Find all today's front page stories at WashingtonTimes.com/front page or on the Washington Times app, and find us wherever you get your podcasts. You can also find us on social media at Wash Times for breaking news, sports, commentary, and more. For the Washington Times, I'm George Gerbo.